What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Making News. Many people believed for marriage and relationship, these two things could not have any benefits, or at least could not be benefit oriented. I agree, but at the same time, I would also like to be clear about the definition of benefit. For me, benefit is not only about money or materialistic things. Sometimes vibes, moods, and happiness could also be a kind of benefit. For me, if I'm choosing someone for my relationship or marriage, because I am not a rich person, that's why I could not offer much, but I would try my best to make him happy and treat him well. Of course, at the same time, I would hope he would do the same thing in return. So this is also a kind of benefit exchange, because as human beings, we could all be selfish and we will do things for our own good. So doing things and ask for nothing, for me, it doesn't exist. However, in China, use marriage or relationship as the money transaction is also quite popular and even more heated today. So today's topic is about this concept. In Chinese, we say 彩礼. I don't think there is correct translation because in Western culture, I don't think such thing exists. In Chinese, 彩礼 means an amount of money offered by the husband, and it will be given to wife or her family, usually before marriage, registration, or wedding time. So I will be using this word in my following content and hope you guys can remember this for me. So 彩礼 actually is not a new thing because it appeared very long time ago. In very old time China, I guess at least in Tang Dynasty or even earlier, many people will receive an amount of money before the marriage. Because in the past, if a wife is marrying a husband, at that time, transportation was barely zero. So she moved to another house and she would not be able to see her parents that often. And also because the parents could not see the daughter that often, and sometimes because of our tradition, women would not be allowed to go off that often. So marriage means if you have a daughter, then you will lose your daughter somehow. So the amount of money is used as a fee to buy your daughter. Yes, it's a very ugly concept, but it's a kind of respecting way to show that we really love your daughter. So this is how 彩礼 came from. Though currently, because of opening and reforming, also because of our globalization, Chinese people, especially those who are living in big cities, are affected a lot by Western culture. Our 彩礼 still exists, no matter in big cities or smaller cities, for the following two reasons. The first reason is the leasing duty of our government. Though according to our laws, pregnant women as well as moms with newborn babies, they are allowed to have leaves and get paid at the same time. However, the salary is not offered by the government. Instead, their bosses have to shoulder the salary. Imagine if you are an entrepreneur and you hire someone who can take salary monthly, however, she doesn't need to do anything. Will you do that? Of course, you don't want to do that. So this is why you will see many women, if they are already married but they don't have kids, they have big problems finding jobs, because it's quite possible that first they find a job, then after the probation period, they have newborn babies. They can keep their salary and their position at the same time, but they don't have to do anything. Nobody wants to do that. But with 彩礼, if a woman marries a man and later on is having babies for that family, if she is fired from her boss or she is having problems finding a new job, with the 彩礼, she can still have an amount of money to spend before finding the next job. So in China, we're paying very heavy tax. However, we don't feel it because the government does not let us know how much we paid and where our money goes. So 彩礼 is just a responsibility which is pushed away from the government, but this needs to be shouldered by the new husband. The second reason is also very important. That is the confidence of being yourself or for the marriage. From very young age to adult time, we were taught how to learn different knowledge. However, how to be yourself, how to be unique, and how to get confidence, we were never taught how to achieve these. That's why when it comes to marriage, if a person is not confident about himself, then it will be very hard for him to be confident about the future marriage or his future spouse. So the amount of money, 彩礼, acts just like the deposit. If a man is there to give you an amount of money, it means, hey, you don't have to believe me. Yes, I might say no. I might say, yes, I do today and say no tomorrow. But if I already paid you, it means I am faithful. I'm not here to regret anything. So this is also a kind of responsibility that is moved away from ourselves to others. The third reason is not a social reason, but a very personal reason. For some people, if they lack confidence and they don't know how to show themselves, they will use money or materialistic things to show off, to prove that I am a good person, which is quite common in China or even Asian countries. So if you don't know how to prove you're good, then you need to use other people's things to prove you're good. Hey, I have my husband and he is giving me, let's say, 1 million as 彩礼. Can you do that? Then they will be proud of themselves. Apart from 彩礼, some people are not using money, but also using cars or houses to keep the marriage from the very beginning to the last minute before the divorce. Of course, in big cities, especially like Shanghai, Hong Kong, and Beijing, because people are more westernized and some open-minded parents will pay more attention to kids' happiness instead of their materialistic life. And of course, I do agree, love, happiness, and the vibes or moods provided by each other are always the most important thing. Hope you guys enjoyed today's content, and if you have any other things you want to know, please leave your comments and let us know. Keep your subscription, and I will see you guys soon in my next episode.